What's going on, my credit fiends? Now, I had somebody tell me they was upside down on their car loan pretty bad, and I'm gonna share the story with you guys and the breakdown of everything and stuff like that. They were upside down on their loan, but they wanted to get a new car. They weren't sure if they should have just the one car, or if they should have both the cars, or how they should work the numbers. So I went ahead and gave them the best breakdown that I could with their situation, meaning that they wanted to go ahead and do this. Of course, the smartest thing to do probably would just be to thug it out and make sure you just pay off the car before you go and get another one. But they wanted to go ahead and do it. They insisted, so I gave them my best breakdown. So here it is. If you're in a similar situation, this might be able to help you figure something out for yourself. So essentially what they had was, they had a car that had a lot of miles on it and stuff like that. So essentially the car was they still owed 24K on the car, okay? And they wanted to get out of the car, but when they went to go sell the car, this is how much they owe, right? When they went to go sell the car, they were only probably going to get like 4 to 5, maybe 6K. So we'll just put 6K down. Y'all see that jump? That's crazy, right? So they only could get 5K from that. They owe 24, so that means they're about 19 to 20,000, like under, right? Okay, so this is how much it's worth. The car that they wanted to get, in addition, which had really low miles and everything, they had already looked at it and stuff, which is cool. The car that they wanted to get after everything, I forget, it was like around like 18K, but I think it was gonna be more so like 20. But the car should only be about 15, and I kept telling them that. And then when they went to go look it up on Kelly Blue Book, it was only worth 15K. So the person, whoever it was, it was Carvana actually, which Carvana did really good. From when I pointed it out, by the way, pointed that out like $7, and that thing is like 150 right now. Anyways, car's worth 5K. The car they want is worth 18K. Okay, they had 7K. All right, they had 7,000 to their name that they could use for whichever, to pay off credit cards, or to pay this off, or whatever the case was. All right, so they still, with them owing 24,000, right, they had about 3 years left or so. So that divided by 3, I went and said, okay, that means that they're paying about 8,000 a year, right? Because 8, 16, 24, they owe 24. So I'm like, okay, if you're paying 8K a year, right, and your car's worth 5, and you know what I'm saying, the car you want is 18, okay, and you have 7K for the next 6 months, okay, so you could put this towards this or whatever the case is. So 24, all right, we'll do that after. For the next 6 months, why don't you pay double payments, right? So then you go ahead and knock 8K off. So now if you do double payments for 6 months, okay, you do 6 months of double payments, that's knocking off a year. Now, instead of owing 24,000 in 6 months, you're only gonna owe 16K. Okay, so now they owe 16K in 6 months. Okay, and then they also have this 7,000 still. So now I told them, okay, go ahead and pay that 7K towards the car. Okay, you took a loss, whatever. So now they're down to 9K that they owe in only 6 months. They gotta wait 6 months. So now when they go to trade in the car, which is only 6 months, and they're not putting as much miles as they were before, now they live a lot closer to their commute or whatever. So now you can take that 5K that hopefully you could still get for it in 6 months, which I'm sure you could. It's like between 4 and 7 or something like that. 5K, now you can minus the 5K. Now, instead of owing 24,000, now you only owe 4,000. And that's if you only get 5K for it, right? So now you owe 4,000 in 6 months. Now you can go and get this car if you want to, if you really, really want to. Or, you know what I'm saying, you only owe 4,000 on that car. Cool. In 6 months. That's not bad, right? Okay. So you can go get the car you want. This will be a lot easier to roll over in there. So now you're only gonna be paying 22K or whatever for a $15,000 car, which I think that should be lower. But this is what I gave to him. So tell me what you guys think about that. If you're upside down in your car and you know what I'm saying, you got something similar to this. By the way, this was coming out of, I know some of you guys just don't have 7K laying around. Why would you have 7K if your car is that upside down? This was coming from a 401K. So it must have had a significant amount, employers matching or something. It's not something that I would necessarily recommend depending on, you know what I'm saying, the amounts and stuff like that. But you're in a tight bunch and this just happened to be something that happened to you because of some unforeseen circumstances, then hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? We don't live forever. All right, so let me know what you guys think about this right here. We fiending for this credit. This is if you're upside down on your loan. This is maybe an idea of what you can kind of do to get out of that very quickly. And lucky for this person, they could probably do the double payments and stuff like that. So I don't know. Tell me what you think. Catch y'all later. We fiending for this credit.